Hi there people, welcome to this video. Today we're talking about the 4-star Kshatriya. It's a 700 suit and I'm going to say it again, I love it suit. I love this suit. And here's the thing, I really love this suit, but I'm not very good with it. So I tried to do my best to show you what it can do. So let's talk about the weapons. It has a standard beam gun with 500 meters of range, which is great. It deals very good damage. The hit rate is okay, and it's an instant stagger, so not much to complain here. It has 2 beam sabers instead of 1. Wow! The machine cannons on the chest are Vulcans, so you fire 2 ammunitions at a time, so it depletes quite quicker than you would think. But it's decent. The chest mega particle cannon is an excellent weapon. It has pretty good build-up stagger. It has pretty good damage, 500 meters of range, and you can charge it for a devastating attack. In the right circumstances, that is. So it's a very good weapon, but you have to keep in mind the heat rate. The Binder Mega Particle Cannon is a heavy stagger weapon, but you need to focus it. So it's a 3.5 second focus, and it's a stop to fire. It has 600 meters of range, and it's 2 cannons dealing 1.5k damage, so it's a total of 3,000 damage, which is pretty good, but the heavy stagger is the best part of it. The funnel's discharge is the most famous Kshatriya attack, and I'll talk about it later. It's better to show you. The funnels, they're the pursue funnels. They are just stay with you and fire a beam. This is a piercing beam, but it's not very good to fire through your allies in this weapon specifically. And that's because I'll talk about it later, it's better. So you have the standard support skills. You have personnel radar, which shows pilots on the radar, which is pretty good. Frontline support system, it's a pity it's just a level 1. Anti-blast stabilizer for you not to get staggered by other MS. You have the space things. High performance balancer if you want to melee, which is pretty good, and forced injectors too, pretty good for mobility. Defense mode, I can't use it for the life of me, and anti-jamming, again, pretty good. Large utility binder reduces damage you take on the binders by 60%, and this is very good. You can think of them like shields surrounding you. That's a very good damage thing. Chest beam diffusion field, it helps you with it gives you an eye field when you're charging the chest beams. Special leg buffer and is very good. I mean, having legs is always good. You get resist move, which is again very good, and you have the special counter when you're 30 HP, 30% HP or less. So as you can see, it's an incredibly big suit. That being said, the binders cover a decent amount of area, so that's helpful. And here is the melees specifically. It's pretty good. I'm awful at melee. This suit is a very good suit. You can work with it in the front line using the defense moves and all that, but it's not something I'm good at. So here I'm showing the chest charged shots, and these are kind of random, but they also pierce and they deal a crazy amount of damage. It's also pretty good at hitting the enemy base. It deals quite a lot of damage, like really. The binder beam cannons, they do that. So it's a heavy stagger. It's extremely useful in 700 against the Z Gundams. And anything that flies, really. And here is just showing the damage the cannon deals a lot. The chest mega, the chest cannons, they deal a lot of damage. As you can see, the pursue funnels and the discharge funnels, discharge funnels, they deal a lot of damage also. This suit in general deals a lot of damage. The problem is that it works in bursts. It's not very much like a continuous thing. So let me show you like the combos. First, you can start with the binder particle cannons. Then you change to the funnels, another stagger, and you go to the chest. This, and then you can finish off with the funnels. But here's the thing, you do have the time to hit the enemy. For example, if you hit them with the what is it called? If you hit with a heavy stagger, you can fire like either the chest cannons or the funnels, depending on how close you are, and then you can change to the main weapon to stagger again. So if you do it right, it's basically like guaranteed damage. Here I'm trying to show a very interesting thing that happens, but unfortunately this building is way too small to show it. But I'll talk about it later. Here, as you can see, what the charge beam does to a mobile suit. Now it's a better show because it just evaporates the enemy. It's best against bigger enemies, and you can think of it as like the big missiles on the Palacethine, or the big missiles on the Startjigen prototype. It's basically that. It's a situational weapon that deals a lot of damage. If you are following like an ally and they manage to stagger an enemy or something like that, if you have this thing charged, you can deal a lot of damage. Again, I failed. The idea is if you have like a big enough like building, you can actually, the funnels will move more to the left, so you can actually hit the enemy with these funnels. Like normally they would shoot these beams at the sides of the suit, so it will not damage them directly. This is sort of a suppression weapon, so to speak. You make the enemies afraid because, again, it deals a lot of damage. This suit deals a lot of damage. Okay, so here I am, and I'm trying to get a good view on the enemies coming. This is not like the ideal spot for the suit, mostly because it's not really a sniper, but I really hate this map. So, as you can see, like I hit the shot, and it deals quite a significant amount of damage. So there's the support trying to challenge me. I have the how do you say, like, I'm used to charging it. It's not like the best idea to always charge it. It's very good uncharged. But again, you never know the situation that you are in, so sometimes it can come in handy to already have them. And you get the chest eye field, which is, again, very good. If you're dealing with snipers, for example, if you can charge at this thing, it can deal a lot of damage on those snipers. It also doesn't instant stagger, so you can fire it against your, like, with your allies in the middle of the way as much as you want. Just try to be careful with a heavy stagger. Here, the important thing is that you have to keep in mind, it's very difficult to deal with that raid, the enhanced double zeta. Really hard to stagger it, and when it's boosting, it's even harder. But anyway, here, as you can see, the damage it deals to, like, a toppled enemy. The important thing with the Kshatriya is always to always, like, cycle your weapons. That's what I mean about when I say it works in bursts. It's a suit that you can ideally deal a lot of damage very quickly, and then you need to recharge a bit. The good part of it is that it's usually how most fights go. So you expose yourself and shoot a bit, and then you go back to cover. So it's not too much of a problem, but you need to keep that in mind. And try to use the binders as much as you want, as much as you can, because they deal quite good damage. But more than that, the instant stagger, the instant heavy stagger that they deal is very, very useful. But here comes another problem. The Kshatriya is a hovering mobile suit, and what that means is you need to stop to fire, and because of the way hover suits work, it takes a bit more for you to stop. So if you're used like me, in my case, I'm also used, like, to stop to fire weapons, but stop to fire weapons that are on non-hovering suits. Though, I mean, the Zemel is quite a bit of an exception, but with the Zemel I'm usually not moving to begin with, so there's that. Again, with this suit, you have to be very careful with the weapons, how you're using them. The heavy stagger has quite a long cooldown, so try not to like, waste it. But again, it's very useful at 700, where you have, like, Z Gundam and other, like, flying suits. It can be very helpful. It can also be very helpful to break maneuver armor, which is a problem you will face quite a lot. I hate it. But yeah, as you can see here, in the case of using the heavy stagger to stop the enhanced double zeta. So it's a very good suit. The problem is you need to be a bit closer to your enemies. It's more like it's a frontline support, almost getting to a frontliner kind of thing. And I think that's what really doesn't suit me that well. But that being said, I really, really love this suit. Like, I really like the Zemel, and it's the suit I do the best with. But if you said to me, like, oh, you can have one suit from Gundam, you can choose any one, what would you pick? It would be the Kshatriya. I love the design, and if we could customize it, oh, I would be very, very happy. But yeah, back to it again. It's it's a suit that I it's really complicated for me to give some tips on it because of the play style. It's not a play style I'm good at. It's not a play style I'm used to. But it's a very, very effective suit. So, as you can see, I maxed out my ranged defense. I have 45 melee resistance. So it can reach very high resistances while still having a reasonable amount of ranged strength. It has great mobility. It has the resist move that is basically like a dodge roll that the generals have. The only thing is that you are not immune during it, but you can use it to get out of sticky situations. If you're using it in more of a frontliner role, you can use the defense move. It's very useful. You can soak up quite a bit of fire with it. If you are very good at using defense move, I would maybe recommend putting some thruster parts on the suit. It may help in this situation, in this specific situation. Again, it's a very complete suit. Like, there isn't I wouldn't say there's something missing in this suit. I think the design is very good. I'm not particularly a fan of what they're doing with the supports, like this one, the more recent supports with like dodge rolls, even though they are not the same as the general dodge rolls. But I mean, it's a very, very good support, very big support, so take care with that. And I hope you liked it. I hope it doesn't disencourage you using this suit. I'm not very good at it, but maybe you are, so you can use it better. So yeah, good luck. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.